Who is the enemy? Who is your enemy? Every time we hear the word enemy mentioned, we tend to only picture one outsider somewhere who is constantly working against us, who is constantly trying to bring us down for no good reason. But the reality of the matter is that most of our enemies are closer to us than we can ever even begin to imagine. We have enemies in our family members. We have enemies in our friends. We have enemies in our co-workers. But these are not the worst of enemies even. Your worst enemies are self-made. Your worst enemies live right inside of you. And you continue to feed them. You continue to groom them to make sure that they do not die. These are the enemies you should be scared of the most. We're going to be looking at the two types of enemies that we all have. But before we get into the details, I encourage you to please subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So what are the two categories of enemies that we have? We have external enemies and we have internal enemies, or enemies from the inside, as I choose to call them. Your external enemies include those family members that will support everything that you do just because you are family, just because you belong together. An external enemy will be that so-called friend who praises you in your face and slanders you behind your back. Another external enemy is that fake friend who sticks very close to you just so they can monitor you to know exactly when to strike. Your enemies can also come in the form of colleagues or co-workers who, because they are unqualified, will do everything to make sure that you feel disqualified. These are those co-workers who in their every action want you to remain at their level, although you are built for more. External enemies can also come in the form of a friend or a spouse or a sibling who never sees anything good in you and thinks that all they are doing to you is a favor. You can also have external enemies in the form of those most trusted people who will never criticize you. They will never criticize anything you do, just for fear of the fact that they will stop benefiting from you. You can also have enemies in the form of those selfish individuals who only reach out to you when they need something from you. You have to watch out and do not be fooled. The second category of enemies are the enemies from within, or the internal enemies. These enemies could be your comfort zone, or that cage that you have built around yourself that prevents you from taking risks or from trying new things. An important enemy is your ego or your pride that keeps you out of touch with reality and prevents you from learning from your mistakes or from others. Another one is that corrosive anger that blinds you and prevents you from seeing clearly. There is a serious internal enemy in the form of hatred or jealousy that prevents you from becoming a better person. It prevents you from focusing on what you can do and keeps you in serious competition with others. There is a terrible internal enemy called fear that paralyzes you and prevents you from seizing opportunities. Last but not the least, we have unforgiveness, which is that internal enemy that keeps you in chains and prevents you from becoming free. In order to succeed in life, in order to grow, in order to achieve what you've always wanted to achieve, you need to be able to identify which of these enemies you have around you or inside of you and deal with them accordingly. It is not going to be easy, but it is very possible. For there is no way, absolutely no way, you can move or progress in life if you don't identify your enemies and deal with them. Who is the enemy? Who is your enemy? Take care and God bless you.